Yo, what it is, YouTube?
Know the game. It is so hypocrisy. What is you saying? Casamigos ain't bubbly. Now I know her aim. I don't mind if you fuck me. You say you want it, want it.
Today, I want to show you guys how to achieve those smooth, creamy, buttery Reese's Pieces buttercup vocals. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check the links down below. MixLikeNix.com. It's the best place to get vocal presets, mastering presets, courses, and book mixing and mastering service. So let's get to it right now. We want to show you guys how to achieve those buttery, like when somebody's teeth is buttery and they need to go to the dentist to get it fixed. Those type of buttery type of vocals. All right. So guys, first thing I want to talk about is frequency sweeps and why you probably shouldn't do it that much. All right, because with the frequency sweeps, yeah, they do go in there and they do take out the bad frequencies, but you gotta also remember whatever you take out, you gotta put back in the refrigerator. If you eat 5 cookies in the refrigerator, don't be selfish, put them back. Go to the store, the supermarket, buy 5 more and put them back into the refrigerator. For example, on this track right here, we see that I am using a couple frequency sweeps just to notch out some distortion. And then after that, I think I boosted it back in using the TubeTech CL1B. You see how I destroyed it, but I rebuilt it back with compression. All right, so let's pay attention in this situation. Also, I used the Spectre too, but let's look.
Know the game. It is so hypocrisy. Now climb up on it, my Pocahontas. Exotic flavors. I wanna taste first. Call me when he's out of town. I'll have you face down. Liche t'aime dans l'oreille. C'est sexy, mais c'est le corps à la gueule qu'elle investit. J'suis pas tout, j'connais bien la tactique. Un peu de mon beaucoup de gymnastique, ouais. Telling me she free. Wanna fall with me? Tell me what you. Girl ready like this now. Papa les sous. What you need? Give me the tightest punani. You know that part my cocky feel like it's a squeeze.
See how that TubeTech CL1B, the tube distortion and parallel blending that back in is the way I'm getting the body, okay? But this is a little bit more of a dense body because it's a super compressed signal, that's being clamped down, you know what I mean? So that's how I destroy and create. All right, it's like a little kid. He's got some toys and he breaks the toys in half, and then he builds back that Lego statue. All right, after that, look at this. I used the Spectre also on the warm mode to give back some of that body that I took away. And that's how you will get those silky, smoothie, buttery vocals, by cutting and boosting in a smart way. Understanding that there's more than just cutting EQ and boosting EQ. Sometimes you can use the cutting EQ to reduce and use saturation or parallel compression with a tube style compressor, similar to a TubeTech CL1B, to bring back what you just lost.
What you need? Give me the tightest punani. You know that part my cocky feel like it's a squeeze. She asks me like the ocean breeze. You know, say me love it, love it, love it. Grab on my shirt and me tuck it. No, say me a box, so me a fuck, I'ma fuck it. Yeah, you got the key, I'm a wife, you unlock it. Push up on the waist and the rhythm can't stop it. The way you climb top, you know, say you got it. The way you climb cock, you know, say me want it.
Talk about one aspect of vocal editing that I don't really talk about too much is taking off the tip of the transient when the vocal take starts. So when you guys look at my actual screen right here, let me make this easier for you guys to see right here. There's sometimes there's some words that like the first part, the front end is kind of harsh. And I noticed that lately what I've been able to do to get my vocals to be super smooth and buttery is to use something like the IZOTOPE RX D-Click. Use the D-Click and just taking off some of for example, look at how there's like a little bit of a click right there. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? You see that? Like that's the type of stuff that slowly adds up and you're like, why don't my vocals just sound smooth? Like this little dead space that you probably would think that's nothing, right? You would probably think, that's nothing. But just kind of doing stuff like that too, taking away that little click, you see that click is gone now. on the front end of certain words, it helps the vocal sound so much more smoother. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it makes the vocal sound so much more smoother. Like the and sometimes the split S will be the thing that catches it too. Let's look at the split S real quick.
Me, I know the game. It is all
For example, you see that one right there, like that little tip, that look. But sometimes even the split S can't do anything about it because it's just like literally a transient that has too much energy. You know, like the front end of words using the declicker on the front end of words, and a great solution for that too is using like the spiff. You know, you consistently see me use the spiff to remove mouth clicks.
Me, I know the game. It is all but fuck me. What is you saying? Got amigos ain't bubbly. Now I know her aim. I don't mind if you fuck me. You say you want
it. Here's what you don't know is you should go over here to the sharpness mode and pull this back down a little bit more. That will dull the transients of the vocal, and also this helps the vocal sit back in the mix even more.
Me, I know the game. It is all but fuck me. What is you saying? Got amigos ain't bubbly. Now I know her aim. I don't mind if you fuck me. You say you want it. Now climb up on it, my Pocahontas. Exotic flavors, I wanna taste hers. Call me when he's out of town. I'll have you face down. Liche t'aime dans l'oreille, c'est sexy. Mais c'est le corps à la cœur qu'elle investit. J'suis pas top, j'connais bien la tactique. Un peu de mon beaucoup de gymnastique, ouais. Telling me she free, wanna fool with me. Exotic flavors, I wanna taste hers. Call me when he's out of town. I'll have you face down. Hands on your waist now. Slow wide, don't race now. Below, make it breeze now. Girl ready like this now. Papa les sous l'amour. Même pas questa no. Ouvre, j'suis pas fait pour parler. Anal fait ça nous con.
So you just see how like this song needed something to be a little bit more smoother and dull, and without this spiff plugin, you hear all the transients, which is cool. That's presence, but we don't really need that for this track. We needed something more smoother. So that's why this is an absolutely great way of getting your vocals to be a little bit more smoother. All right. And another thing too is also paying attention to your background vocals. Another great way to get things to be more smoother is by maybe making the background vocals sound more jagged in comparison. For example, on this song, look at how I used a little bit of a tremolator to that in itself, just like, what? Why does the background vocals feel like damn, now I really appreciate that smooth ass lead vocal. That smooth lead vocal is like a regular heart rate. This is like when your heart is just beating in the emergency room. Beat, you about to die. You feel me? That's what that sound like. So just something so subtle like that makes your vocal sound so smoother by comparison. Cause you just kind of tuck that in. They don't even know boop, 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 boop. They don't even know that's going on. So by comparison, it looks like you got this bumpy ass face of acne, which is the background vocal, when the lead vocal is a smooth, clean face that just came out of the dermatologist. You feel me? So that's another aspect of obtaining smooth, buttery vocals. Guys, let's continue this masterclass on smooth, buttery vocals. Something I like to do too to get my vocals to be smoother is to also use a little bit of compression on all my effects, right? Because sometimes what can happen is that mid-range energy will start to build up inside of your reverb, your delay, all your effects together, and that will kind of take away some presence away from the actual lead vocal itself, you know? This also gives you an opportunity when you have all of your effects going to a single compressor that's all in the bus, side change, like it just kind of helps you really control the rhythm and the bounce of everything.
Don't mind if you fuck me. You say you want it. Now climb up on it, my Pocahontas. Exotic flavors, I wanna taste hers. Come, don't mind if you fuck me. You say you want it. Now climb up on it, my Pocahontas. Exotic flavors, I wanna say you want it. Now climb up on it, my Pocahontas. Exotic flavors, I wanna taste hers. Call me when he's out of town, I'll have you face down. Liste-me dans l'oreille, c'est sexy, mais c'est le corps pas la gueule qu'elle investit. J'suis pas top, j'connais bien la tactique.
See how like those duplicating frequencies and all that low end, just kind of scooping just a little bit of it out of the way is making the vocals feel so much more smoother. It's so much more smoother and so much more better. Something I like to do too is to use a little bit of flanger or a little bit of the modulation. Take advantage of the modulation. You can increase it by using the depth, but this is another way of getting smooth, buttery vocals because the modulation will kind of make it wibble and wobble and wiggle and wobble. And I like to keep my times on a very slow time. The faster you do it, it's just gonna sound like the tremolator, whoop 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 whoop, like jumping jacks. We kind of want to make this thing sound like just a smooth walk around the park. All right, so that's why you should use a slower modulation time on your reverb in order to achieve smooth, buttery vocals. Okay, and another thing, one more thing I like to do to achieve smooth, buttery vocals as well is to get some things out of the way. For example, like I have these ad libs right here, and I used a little bit of a stereo widener on these ad libs just so they could be spread out a little bit more, you know. But pay attention, like usually with the ad libs, I will throw the effects directly on them, right? Like the reverb, the delay, I'll throw that directly on it. And using that stereo widener just kind of gives it an opportunity to not be cramped. So now the vocal is not claustrophobic. It's not grounded. It's not in its room like, oh my God, I want to go out tonight. Now the vocal is like, yo, I got my space. I got my car. You know, I got my house. I got my 1-bedroom apartment for $30,000 a month. I mean, that's the type of situation we're looking at here with the OZONE Imager. All right, so that's allowing us an opportunity to stereo spread out these effects. Now, if these effects were over here, down here, you know, I could put a widener on it, but it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same though, just because I got this reverb going into this delay, going into a compressor, just creating a different atmosphere and ambience for it. So because when you do that, you're allowing your vocals to be buttery and smooth because that's what butter does. When you're in the kitchen, you use butter on the pan so it doesn't stick to the rest of the shit. So we don't want these ad libs to stick too much to the rest of the stuff. So we just use no stereo widener and all that stuff like that.
Flavors, I wanna taste hers. Call me when he's out of town, I'll have you face down. Exotic flavors, I wanna taste hers. Call me when he's out of town, I'll have you.
See, that little ad lib has its own moment, you know?
Sexy, mais c'est le vesti. Top tactique. Gymnastique, let me free. I wanna taste hers. Call me when he's out of town, I'll have you face down.
In order to make sure that reverb is not getting all over the motherfucking lead vocal, look at that. Manual automation, the hard work of getting that thing to just the door to slam.
I wanna taste hers. Call me when he's out of town, I'll have you face down. Liste-me dans l'oreille, c'est sexy, mais c'est le corps pas la gueule qu'elle investit. J'suis pas top, j'connais bien la tactique. Un peu de monde, beaucoup de gymnastique, ouais ouais. Telling me she free, wanna fool with me.
So those really kind of like phasered ad libs. Look at how we use that fast attack compression and that quick release with a high ratio to really clamp down on that thing to get it to blend in well and continue to have the vocal be buttery. All right. And we did use a little bit of panning too, so the things never get in the way. So the video and review here today, guys, there's many tricks to cut and replace body in the vocal, like doing a little EQ, rebuilding it back with parallel compression or saturation. Also, you know, going in there doing the vocal eddying, like declicking the transient of the actual vocal takes. That's something I've been doing. That's a gem I might regret giving away to you guys. But if you guys do want to have more gems applied to your music, book me for a mix and master, guys. And check out MixLikeNix.com, the best website with a bunch of vocal presets, mastering courses, plugin presets, and mixing services. So I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of your YouTube family. I'm happy I was able to give you these gems. and check out the website to get some free presets. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all now. Peace.